my wrist. Now that's a band. Gotta take care of my family first. Now that's a man. Get it.
All these niggas trying to get my stride, trying to tell me how to live my life, but they don't know the consequences when you play that game. Little homie, you could lose your life, but they don't know. I lead and they follow. They follow my lead. I lead and they follow. They listen to me.
What up? I'm your host for the most, so have a toast, Leader Johnson, my man. And listen, what? The Eagles draft Makai Lemon. And I tell y'all I was gonna be a receiver, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. When we get back, we got a lot to talk about, man. So listen, we're gonna take this break, and we come back, we're gonna get loaded. Eagle fans, Bird Gang, let's get loaded. Let's go, man. Yo, the Cowboys traded up. Eagles gave up 2 4th-rounders and received a 7th-rounder in this year's draft. Moved up to 20. How we did it again? Let's explain that. Let's explain it. How he moved up from 23 to 20. And what happened was that the Pittsburgh Steelers were all in on Makai Lemon, man. They need that receiver, they need that dog. They've been need one ever since the man. They've been need one ever since they traded DK. They got DK. Well, ever since Bruce Pickens was gone. George Pickens, excuse me. I'm saying George Pickens. And it's been something they need. They need another guy next to DK, and that was their pick. Same thing when Dallas wanted Dallas Goedert. Same thing when teams wanted Devontae Smith. Same thing when teams wanted Jalen Carter. They went up and fleeced them. Kind of semi-fleeced them. Went up, they wanted them. The Eagles said, that's all right, we want them. We want them worse. We want them more. And I was telling people Carnell Tate was one. I said Jordan Tyson was a guy to look at. But once those guys was taken off the board, Carnell Tate going to the Tennessee Titans, great. We'll go with Cam Ward. It's going to be a future dynamic 1-2. Jordan Tyson goes to the Saints. We'll see what happens there. He's going to be he's going to be a star type of player, man. He might take over their whole, because Saints are really like reshaping things. So that's big there. And Kenyon Sadiq went to the Jets. Went to the Jets. And so that was all before the Eagles. If the Eagles didn't trade up they obviously didn't see them getting there. You know why? Because this is what happened. It came out that GMs, it was a source, a team source, not a team source, but it's a GM, an executive source. They always say, yes, it's a GM or somebody of a front office of a league. They'll say they'll give you something that's going around the league, and they'll give you something. They are one of those guys. So the thing that came out was when they see 215 on their phone, they're not answering the call. They're not trying to. No, nobody was trying to give Howie, like he's that infamous. They don't want to give him a player that could be better in their position than in their position. Like Howie could get a guy and boom, he becomes a star. Let's talk about guys. Rookies. We can go down the line from Devontae to Cooper to Makuba to Jahai. Everybody they have told you is going to be good. I'm trying to think of a guy now in the last 3 years that kind of slipped off. I can't think of one automatically because if it's 1st to 4th round, I mean, the 7th round, you got guys like they got in the 7th round like Joy Malata. They got guys like Moro Ujomo, late rounds. Guys they have drafted and they've just tried to be good. But recently, last 3 years, it's been on point. And I was on Broad Street Bitch State Leader Edition. We will do that after the draft. Me and Cool Cat, we're gonna have it and watch Cool Cat podcast. Man, he's been releasing a lot of joints talking about the draft being live in flavor. talk to Simone Stanley, talk to her. I mean, excuse me, watch Simone Stanley, everybody. She's doing her thing out there. Lord Brunson, man, always been an animated character, man. He's funny as hell, man. A lot of good Joey Shakes out there. Philly Podcast, Philly 500. John McMullen, Jody Mack. What up? What up, Jody Mack? Old school, man. You see me out here, man. Leader, give me much love, man. My boy Xander Krause, always working hella hard, man. Never gets no sleep, it seems like. Shout out to everybody out there. Matter of fact, Thomas, a lot of y'all guys, man. But let's get to the greatness of this, man. A lot of people are still whining probably about AJ Brown. And I was telling y'all better get used to it because it's in the air and it seemed like it's going to happen, man. We got to go with it. We got to report this. And then I was like, pinging too much, just replaying this, it's going to happen. So it's happened. We fast forward. It's here. If this don't make it, I told y'all the one thing I said, man, if they get one in the second round, y'all can try to believe. If they get Kenyon Sadiq, y'all can put on the table that they might not put AJ Brown out. But if they would draft a receiver in the first round, that should convince everyone it's over. But what convinced everyone and had them heartbroken was when Shefty said it. They know when Shefty say something, it's on. It's on, man. And so Shefty said it, and a lot of people start hating on AJ Brown, which didn't make no sense to me. Why you hating AJ Brown? He just want to leave. What I didn't like was him talking. The crazy part, when y'all should have not liked him, y'all liked him. This man was talking crazy on the sideline, and it was players. Of course, it's players that's going to take up for him because they've had frustrations that they haven't even talked about their own self on teams where they bit their own tongue. But they knew what to do. It wouldn't hurt the team. You know what I'm saying? Reading books, constantly putting stuff on Instagram, constantly putting up social media interviews. It's one thing for when they said it in the Super Bowl year when he was like, it's a passing problem. Like, it's a passing problem. Right? But after that, in Baltimore, AJ showed up. And then you haven't heard no more as they was going on to win. But the one thing that did come out, and then anybody remembers, was Saquon Barkley was running the ball so much, just a little pointer came out about, he was reminding people, more words than one. I don't remember the exact words, but the conversation that was had was, I'm here too. But then he was like, hey, man, if Saquon got to run the ball, they winning. They winning. He don't want to. But he has infected it. Now that they got a slump going last year, you want to kick them when they down? Like, you just don't. You should have been like, all right, we're going to figure this out next year. I played as hard as I could. But it didn't happen. Now, Makai Lemon's here. Let's talk about the boy, Makai Lemon. I got to go back to him. Let's go. That's my guy, Alex, man. What's up? Shout out to Alex Wright with Broad Street Blitz Take. Y'all go see him, man. He do the interviews, man, with a lot of the prospects. He did the Toledo guy, which is big to me. He's a hardworking guy. He's part of the crew, part of the fam. All right, listen. All right. Who do I see the Eagles getting tonight? I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna do this early because it's my guy, Alex, man. Like I said, y'all follow Alex Wright, man. Works hard as hell. All y'all college prospects out there, if Alex Wright come knocking, holla at him. All right? The man is definitely a hard worker. He's with the Hardcore Sports Network family. All right? Now, who do I see them getting? I'm gonna break down something to y'all right quick. I'm gonna break down something to y'all right quick because we're gonna come back to that. Because Alex, I need you to hold on real quick because I got that answer for you, my man. I got that answer for you. You know what? I'm a little bit, caught in between of who they're gonna draft. So let's go first. Who we gonna think? Now let's check this out, man. This guy is the guy. He's the guy. Him handshaking with Roger Goodell, talking about just how good this man is, man. Last year, he caught 79 catches for 1,156 yards, 14.6 yards per catch, 11 touchdowns, 96 yards per game, 9 touchdowns. An upgrade from a year that could have still saw him drafted. He was 13th overall out of his class in 2023. 13th overall recruit, number 2 wide receiver in the country. Excuse me, y'all. Bless me. 13th wide receiver in the country. Now we want to come to that. Let's fix that, y'all. Listen, he's just one of those guys that is going to be. He's a tough catcher. He's not a guy that blew you away with the 40. He had a 4.48. It's fast. It's not fast, to blazing. He had a 32-inch vertical jump. But in game, there's no receiver that was better. Realistically, in college football now, who's more talented? Man, Cornell Tate is going to be a stud, man. He's a different special monster. And plus, he's 6'3". Jordan Tyson is 6'2", another special player. Kenyon Sadiq, another special player. But that next special guy, I never talked about him because I'm looking at who the Eagles bringing in for visits. And they ain't bring no above 6'1" guys, 6'2" guys in. Chris Bell, Stribling, Deshaun Stribling, Khalib Douglas. These guys were all tall. Amari Cooper. They're at least 6 feet up. And you never saw them even going for that. And then you talking about you thinking they want somebody to relate to A.J. Brown. Looking at Pro Football Focus, man. Look at his rating, 90.8 rating coming out of college. Listen, you're not really getting a more productive receiver. He's tough. He can catch in traffic. One of the special things to me about him is that against bigger physical people, he was still outmanning them. And we talking about playing for USC. He's not. You can't talk stuff about him like y'all try to. Kip Quinion played for Toledo. Well, he played for USC. Okay. People compare him to Monty St. Brown, another Pro Bowler. And some people say Puka Nacua. They give you the Wes Welker, Julian Elderman as far as tough ability. Them guys could catch on you. Catch and short. The fact that he's short and can catch the ball, that's what they talk about Julian Elderman and Wes Welker on that. And then he's a slot king. Let's talk about that part. Slot king. Slot king. And look at this, y'all. This started coming up. Started popping up, baby. That is a good-looking offense, right? But let's talk about what we think. And we're also going to go to my boy Alex. Listen, the best players available, man. Y'all don't see that? You got Jemai McCoy. You got him. You got Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. You got Cassius Howell. Those are 3 guys I feel like the Eagles will go after. And Makai Lemon was just a case of the same way that they got Jahai Campbell. It's just, this is the same way. And Jalen Carter kind of in the way too. Nolan Smith, when they see the best player available, the Eagles are going to go after it. When they look at the board and they got targets and that target is gone, now they're looking for the best player available. They're looking for the best player available. That's what they're looking for. No question. They are looking for the best player available. And that's what they did. They saw Makai Lemon. It was like it was too much to pass up. You're looking at guys who are available that was on their board. All the offensive linemen were almost. Once Monroe Fielding was taken, he was another top 30 visit. I don't even think they would have thought twice about taking Makai Lemon then, because when you look at the board, guys like Ione was gone. I think that's a guy that could have been, Ione is a different story when you're talking about offensive linemen. And Monroe Fielding's a good one. Caden Proctor was another one. They were gone. And so Philly said, at that time, now you know what they thought. After Kenyon Sadiq, I honestly think after Kenyon Sadiq, they was like, best player available. That's it. And I said that. I said, after those are the 3 guys, I said, they're going to go for to me, I said, they can go for offensive lineman. And early on, Bloor Street Blitz Take Leader Edition, I was saying they could go for offensive lineman. Somebody, because my boy, what's my guy? Zay, man, shout out. Listen, he was like, I think he's the one who said it. Like, I think about offensive linemen, and that could have been it. That was definitely one of their priority visits with one of their priority targets as the offensive line. One of their targeted positions was offensive line. Tight end was one of them for sure. Safety was one of them, but the receiving offensive line got the most visits. They clouded up the visits if you look at it. You had a couple of tight ends. You had a couple of cornerbacks that couple of safeties. One cornerback safety guy, Jalen Kilgore, who's out there still available. Listen, but this is not the time to get him in the second round. Cassius Howard, a super pass rusher. They were thinking about edge. They had Danny Sutton come in. They've been thinking about edge. They've been trying to trade for edges. So Cassius Howard was a guy that was a first round type of prospect. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren out of Toledo was the secondary with Quinyon Mitchell, and he's a dog. Man, you're looking at Dylan Thineman, you're looking at Caleb Downs. I know they're good, and Caleb Downs is a special guy, but Emmanuel McNeil-Warren definitely slipped. This is going to be a steal because I thought he was at least second to Downs. Second to Downs. I know Dylan is good, but I just think it's a different monster when you're looking at McNeil. And McNeil could easily, talent-wise, be the best. He's at Toledo, though. So they're not going to judge him as you're going to get put down a couple of notches because you're with certain schools. And that's just how it is, because Quinyon Mitchell would have been a top 5 pick, top 10, top 5 or top 10. I mean, the coverage he did at Toledo was bar none shut down to the point where it was ridiculous. Now you look at Philadelphia, and you look at where they're at, and man, you're looking at it, and Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is there for the taking. And what does this remind you of? Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, as everybody know, listen, they brought McNeil-Warren in for they talked to him during the interview process. They didn't have a top 30 with him. It just came out that Makai Lemon did have a top 30 with him. There's a lot of top 30s we didn't even know. They just came out of nowhere. Jordan Tyson, pow, out of nowhere. Caden Proctor came out of nowhere. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren was a guy, and you look at him being Toledo, and Quinyon knows him. That could be a guy if and then the best player available. Look where he's at. McCoy, I don't see them getting a cornerback, but what I could see happening, and knowing he's the best player available, I see McCoy. I definitely see McCoy. I see McCoy being a guy you draft to put at safety. They're doing that with Michael Carter. He's 6 feet. He's an elite cornerback. Just look at that. That could happen. You could see him pull that. You'd be like, what did he do that for? McCoy was looked at as a top 15 pick. McNeil-Warren was a top 20 projection, and these guys are there. Cassius Howard was a top 25. So these are 3 guys I feel like, and Eli Starr was the tight end is another guy. Eli's another guy. Offensive line. No doubt. No doubt. They need to address it, but it depends on if it's the best player available. As you know, Alex, they brought in visits, and everybody that they brought in visits with Marcus Bell, Travis Burke, guys that could be drafted in the later rounds, in the day 3. Now they got two. You got 2, 3, and 4 right now, and their 4th round picks are out of here. So you got 2nd and 3rd round where they're drafted. So they definitely, I could see that happening. I can see them trading up for McNeil-Warren. I mean, they're the best players available. There's no need, people, for offensive line. You're worried. We're talking about this year. We're talking about the future. We can get that. What's up? What's going on? To Kataya's mom, shout out. We happy about that, Kataya. We happy. How everybody feel about Makai Lemon right now? Just let me know how you feel. Honestly, man, this is what it is. We come to that, man. I'll address it. I just feel like the Eagles are ready right now. They're ready, and they're ready to play with Makai Lemon. This man can catch on people. Listen, the second, it's a lot of good hands. Tyson but man, his hands was different. Him and Carnell Tate hands are different. Makai Lemon had 3 drops in 3 years at 5'11". That's what knocks out the 4.48. That's what knocks out the 4.48. You'd be like, oh man, that ain't real fast like that. Like, Quinyon run a 4.3. You look at guys that run a 4.41s, 4.42s, 4.38s. You looking for some blazing speed, right? But he still got the speed. He only has a 32-inch vertical. But what lets you know that guy's the right guy is when he don't drop it. I mean, Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You know, I see it. You know, some people are mad because listen, this is the real mad factor. Can we talk about what's really on the line? People are just mad that AJ and then he gone. They're used to AJ all these years. So Eagles just won a Super Bowl. You just fell in love with the team, and all of a sudden you were trying to give AJ a chance. And to the people that are mad at AJ Brown now, you should have been mad before when he was reading books. You can't be mad now. He wants to leave. He's not happy. I told y'all it just didn't seem right. It was just too much going on. I said he's gone, man. Howie would not put out what it takes to get a player if he didn't want to trade a player. Not want to trade, but going to trade or trying to trade. Howie didn't want to trade AJ. He forced his hand. We don't need that turmoil in the locker room if we're trying to win. And even Cool Cat, shout out to Cool Cat, he said if AJ Brown was as humble, he got to be like Devontae Smith. Even Cool Cat is saying it. Cool Cat is a diehard fan like me, but you hear real people talking real stuff coming out their mouth. If you're a fan or not, because Cool Cat also had the AJ's not going anywhere. I'm like, man, I know Cool Cat, man. I know it sounds bad, but he's not coming here, man. He's being put on the line. He was the bait. He put him on a hook and reel. And somebody grabbed. And when he grabbed, Howie started reeling. And it's going to happen. After June 1st, he's going to get traded. Grenard is also a guy. It came out by accident. Oops. Yeah, it's either today or after the draft, I see Grenard already getting traded for. So we'll have Grenard. And until it doesn't happen, Leader Johnson is saying it's going to happen. All right. It came out. If y'all didn't know, a source came out and accidentally leaked people if AJ Grenard going to the Eagles, and he tried to clarify it up and not say it, but said it already. And I was already on it because they were on him hard, but it's hard to trade when you got all this money. So they got to wait till the money get freed up and they can give Grenard an extension. Another guy, I want to tell y'all this, man, because me and Cool Cat had our thing about this one. Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition. After the draft, I will tell y'all the date. This guy. Kyle Pitts. What we doing? And I was telling him, Cool Cat was like, Leader, what do you think the Eagles are really going to trade for him? They're going to have to give a lot. Howie's ready for whatever. Ready for whatever, man. That's Howie. Howie wouldn't even go after somebody if he wasn't ready to. The only thing that stopped him from getting Micah Parsons was they asked for a guy that he wasn't going to trade. Micah Parsons was this close to being the Eagle. I'm going to close my finger, matter of fact. I'm going to let it touch, just not all the way. That's how close we were to getting Micah Parsons. But you said Jalen Carter, and it was off limits. It was off limits, man. So they didn't want to trade him inside the division, seeing him twice. You know that would be a nightmare for Dallas, and Micah would play like a possessed maniac. That's just what it is, man. But Kyle Pitts, the Eagles have been after him since last year. They wanted to trade for him, just like with Saquon Barkley, right? They wanted him during trade deadline the year before. And what happened was, what happened in that fact was the Eagles went ahead and they got him in the free agency. It was even easier. Yeah, no question. And that's something to say. That's something to say. That is something to say. Right there. That is something to say. We're going to listen. This is something I want to put out here. This is a great example. I love when Kataya's mom come up because she be a realist and be a fan and be a realist. You don't she'd be a fan and be a realist, man. Like, let's talk about it though. Let's put these up. Now, one thing, he won't trade AJ. He won't trade AJ if he won't get value. Nah. But we know it's a done deal now because he got his value. It's a done deal. It's been put out there. And so we know how he's done. He's out of here. He's kicked out the door. And then you talk about then AJ is going to be miserable. We'll see. I mean, I hope not, man. It is what it is, man. Look, you an Eagle. To me, you an Eagle. You a family member for life, unless you did some asshole stuff, like Chip Kelly. Never be an Eagle ever again in your life. You can't even try to be an Eagle. We don't like you. Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little different. Um, but you got to look at the whole situation with the receiving core now. Natavian Wicks was drafted to be a slot receiver. He's 6'1", 205, can go get that football, can catch in traffic, physical. And you look at the $12.5 million extension, what that does is it gives you a third. They put that in him being a third receiver. Everybody was looking at that. But he hasn't went into camp yet. And I say he's going to have a chance to get some number two. It depends on who it is or whatever. But Makai is no question a slot receiver. 75% of his snaps is in slot. But he could play number two. He has the hands. So what you got to understand is that they've been ready to roll out. Hollywood Brown got $6.5 million to be a number four. He's going to be a number four. He's not going to be 2 or 3. That's Wicks. They're invested in Wicks. They have more money in him. They signed Elijah Moore to $1.3 million. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, they're going to free up this money. Kyle Pitts is a guy. I want to talk about Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a guy that they're going to go. The only reason I say it is bringing him up. We don't know if they're going to get him or not, but they're definitely interested in their. He's on the table, and they've thrown stuff at him trying to get him. Whether with Atlanta wants or not, but he's definitely been in talks with Atlanta about the interest in Kyle Pitts. Now, I say if they get Sadiq, it's over for Kyle. Ain't no Kyle Pitts. It's it. But now that Sadiq didn't get drafted, And I told Cool Guy, I told him that the blitz take before, I said, listen, if they don't draft Sadiq, I don't care what receiver they take, they are going to go after Kyle Pitts. And if they can't get Kyle Pitts, they just can't get him. But they're going to go after. They want a tight end. You look at Dallas Goedert getting signed. They only gave him a 1-year deal. I think Goedert is only here for 1 year to fill in that spot until they find a replacement. And listen, they're going to draft a tight end in this draft. We're going to draft tight end in this draft. That's it. Slot. Listen, Slot was not AJ is a. Listen, Slot was not. Listen, he did something, but he wasn't the greatest at slot. He wasn't the greatest at slot, but AJ is a beast, a dog. So they didn't play the majority of the time at the slot. Devontae played more slot than he did. The slot guy was Jahan Dotson, because in this day and age, the fullback is disappeared from the earth. The fullback disappeared from the earth. And now it's the third receiver, slot. So that's who they put in there. He kind of plays the fullback role. The Eagles over the past couple of years have not utilized the slot. That third receiver, how about that? The third, that's two different conversations. Like one thing, Kataya Mom was just talking about the slot. Yeah, AJ did run in the slot, but most of the time they was on outside, and they didn't use the slot like that. Maybe in certain packages, maybe in certain offenses, but they didn't use the slot guy like that. They used the guys in the slot, trying to bring them at different angles in the position, different slants, post routes. You might put AJ down the slot to make a run through. I saw him drop a couple of passes in the slot last year. So no question. I saw that happen, but the guy who commands the slot and the first guy you look at is Jahan Dotson. Yeah, Jahan Dotson. And they wasn't like using the three. Now with Sean Mannion, I want to tell y'all, Sean Mannion, this is what people are excited about. Sean Mannion going to spread the offense. Kellen Clemens, Sean Steichen, the last couple of years, all these guys have done is overwork Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. They know they got 2 number 1 receivers, so they use it to their advantage instead of getting other people open. When Saquon Barkley come, they wasn't even used to that weapon. They were like, oh, we ain't got to throw it to AJ and them no more. We just going to run it to Saquon. So they was like, boom. So it gave people 3 different weapons. You got to pick your poison. Now they're going to use multiple receivers. People ask, how did they replace AJ? You know how they replace AJ? They got 3 receivers that are explosive. We're not talking about Elijah Moore. because he could not make the team. I kind of agree with that a little bit because there's too many guys. Darius Cooper, Johnny Wilson. But Elijah Moore, y'all gonna see it, man. He's used to catching 100 targets, multiple years with 100 targets with the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. All right. Hollywood Brown, the same thing, multiple years with 100 targets with Lamar Jackson, playing with an elite quarterback. So they're both coming to elite quarterbacks. They're used to it. All right. Hollywood Brown has caught for 1,000 yards, 800 yards. You put this in you got your fifth receiver who can catch 100, who can mess with 100 targets, can give you 60 catches. Y'all don't see this. You got a fourth receiver who caught for 1,000 yards before, can still kill you with explosion. Runs a 4.3 on you. Now you got the other three guys you think about. Wicks is definitely going to get that time. He's going to be one of the top three receivers. It's Wicks, Makai Lemon, and it's going to be Wicks, Makai Lemon, and Devontae Smith. Unless a camp battle goes where I think it's not even going to happen with that. Makai Lemon has to play terrible not to be a starter. And camp. It's terrible to the point they think, oh, he's going to mess us up if he goes out there. Hollywood Brown is going to be number 4. From number 2 probably to number 3 to number 4. You got the fourth receiver is making $6.5 million. That's how I invested. This is the deepest receiving core Jalen Hurts has ever had. We haven't been this deep in receiving in a long time. The deepest we've been at this receiver position is in 2017 when they had Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, Nelson Aguilar, and Mac Hollins. And y'all say, oh, Mac Hollins is starting right now for Buffalo. Mac Hollins caught touchdowns that year. Surprised everybody as a rookie during 2017. $2023, that was a special year. Special year for him, man. Special year for him. 2023, man. See, that's what gave him that contract. I'm kind of mad about that year. You know why? Because he had a hell of a year. And Swift ended up being healthy, had 1,000 yards. Eagles change people. That's why y'all like, oh, this is a rookie. You shouldn't think like that about the Eagles. Look at all the last 3 years who we done gotten and impacted. Jordan Davis was an impact his rookie year. Jalen Carter was a backup. It was an impact his rookie year. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Jahad Campbell. What are we talking about? You have to be confident. You can't throw ifs, ands. If you throw an if, you got to throw the 80% if the Eagles, do that. Man. I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm talking about in a minute. Now let's talk about the guys that we think the Eagles can go for. I want to go back to that real quick, man. If y'all can see this list, real good. These are the guys that are available right here, man. We're gonna go back. These are the guys that are available for the Eagles. Y'all can see that. The Eagles got these guys available. Jamal McCoy is one guy, like Cassius Howe, Eli Stowers. These are guys that also Emmanuel McNeil won. Now, y'all talk about the guys y'all like. If y'all can see that list, sorry, I try to get on as best as I can, man. But for sure, listen, Cassius Howe was a guy to get. They won a pass rusher. Do I think they get him in the second round? They're not going to get a tight end in the second round. I just don't think they go for him because I don't think they have to go tight end in the second round. This is a good class of tight ends, too. So it's a nice, good class of tight ends. Offensive line is super deep. So Eagles are, why the Eagles didn't go crazy for offensive linemen? This is a deep draft class. This is the deepest position in the draft class. Just tell y'all about this draft. This is a weak draft class. I'm just telling y'all it's a weak draft class. It's elite players in every draft class. If you can help it. This is not a draft where it's not elite players. Your first 2 rounds are unbelievable. They're good. They're good and solid. The top 20 is the top 20 prospects is the top 30 is good. And then you still got Pro Bowlers. I mean, a weak class can have multiple Pro Bowlers in it. And just through the whole draft, how deep can you go where you can get a receiver in the first round? a first-round receiver. That's what they mean by deep drafts. Can you get a first-round receiver in the third round? How many can you get in the third round? How many can you with an offensive lineman? You can get a first-round offensive lineman in the third round. You could go to the fourth round to get a Pro Bowler. Then you can start talking about the guys that are not elite and not first-round type guys in the fourth round, but they're still Pro Bowlers. Then you go to the fifth. Then you go like this is a good draft. So the Eagles are going to get their guys. You know who I want? I want the 6'9" guys. Bell, Burke. I want them. 6'9". Holy. Whew. Like Noriega say, holy guacamole. Jesus, man, that's crazy. 6'9" with the app. That's the ability that they got. They went after a couple of guys. Monroe Filling, Max Hyanke, man. I mean, they went after a couple of guys. I mean, they coveted a couple of guys, you know. But it's guys that to a certain point in the draft where they at, they're going to trade up anyway. So they weren't going to get those offensive line. I just didn't see it happen unless Ion fell. Say this is what had to happen. Say Sadiq and Sadiq, Tate, and Tyson were gone. And Ion was there where Lemon was. I think if he was at 18, they would have traded up for him. But that's a maybe too, because this is actuality here. The Eagles wanted a first-round wide receiver. They wanted one. They knew JJ was gone beforehand. They've already been planning on this so they can get on with the offseason and get on. They don't want to have this dwelling stuff. They don't want to have him on the roster, and he's still doing this. It's iffy. You don't know if AJ is going to do it. So that's why they made the move. He's going to interrupt the locker room, and we're trying to win. That's why I said TJ Humanzada, Shady McCoy. No, he had to go. Shout out to Acho, man. You know, he gotta go. He gotta go, man. If he wanted to be here, he would do what you say. Don't blurt your mouth out. Quit infecting the team. Come to us. Come to Jalen by himself. Don't go out to social media and put people on. I don't care what they doing. You're hurting the team. You're not just talking about the guy you want to talk about. You're hurting the team. You know, we were dealing with this during the Super Bowl, which is the crazy part, but I got much love for AJ. Do your thing. But come on. So I thought receiver was it. I just didn't think Makai Lemon was going to be it because I was thinking like they want the 6'2" guys. You know, the guys that are 6'2", they kind of remind you of AJ, Jordan Tyson, Cardinal Tate. And I was saying that they could trade up for Cardinal Tate because Cardinal Tate was falling. He wasn't falling. It's just where he was. The Eagles could go up. They were already talking about wanting number 8 where the Saints were. The Saints ended up getting Jordan Tyson. How about that? They were trying to trade up. Then you're looking at Cleveland Browns. Howie Roseman was talking to Andrew Berry during meetings. Y'all thinking it was about Myles Garrett. How about it could have been about the draft? And then so I was like, oh, number 6, but they want Jordan Tyson. They will trade the number top 10. So they're the best player available type of team. So if Jordan Tyson is not there and we're talking about 8 and 9, the Chiefs getting them or the Giants getting them, I'm saying, oh, they'll go up to number 6 and get Cardinal Tate. And they cool with the Browns. So I thought that was a definite possibility. Just like Kyle Pitts. It's definitely a possibility because he wants to go at him and he wants them. But will he get them? We'll see if Atlanta bites the ticket. You know, he definitely wants another tight end. He wants a future tight end. He's thinking of that, and we'll see how that goes. But receiver, I was so convinced. Man. Yeah, safety help is big, man. Safety help is big. Safety help is big. Safety help, and if you look on this list, the number 2 guy on here is Manuel McNeil Warren from the Toledo. Quinyon Mitchell and him are cool. They like chemistry, right? There's a lot of things we know that the Eagles like. They like chemistry. They like depth. They like best player available. This guy is everything. He has all that. You know how they like got the Georgia guys together, the Alabama guys together. He all that. Yeah, Emmanuel McNeil Warren is a guy, and I'm going with McCoy. McCoy is the number 1 guy you see there. He's a dog at cornerback. But, you know, switching to safety is something that a player has to want to do in his head mentally. And if they give a call to his agent or his circle and they've said, hey, man, you know what? I'll play safety. That could happen, but I don't think they get McCoy because he's a cornerback and somebody looking for a cornerback. He's a guy that could have been a top 10 pick. McCoy is good. I'm crazy. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren was top 15. He's in the top 15. Cassius Howell on that list. Cassius Howell, Eli Stowers. Eli is the best tight end available. All right. Best tight end available. Excuse me, E.Y. Flowers. Sorry. I'm sorry. Best tight end available, everybody. And so tight end is still a position I think they're going to draft. Eli Stowers, excuse me, I said Flowers. Eli Stowers, got to get that right. Got to get that right. Sorry about that. You got to look at where the Eagles are at tight end. They looked at guys like Oscar Delp, who hasn't been drafted. They can get Oscar Delp somewhere in the 5th round. I think the third day they're going to get guys, and they're going to get key guys because the Eagles are good at doing it. I think you're going to see offensive linemen and tight end attack big time because the best players available right now are edge rushers and safeties. And they're not deep in this class, so you got to start at the top. Edge rushers, there's a lot of edge rushers in this class. I think it's one of the deeper positions in this draft. One of the more quality deeper positions. Guys looking at so many players. What guy we talking about? Katalia said, what guy we talking about? Who got picked up last night? What guy we talking? But no, Eli Stowers is the guy they could get. No question. Also, Chase Besantis. If you're talking about offensive lineman, look at Chase. Chase is there. Chase is a guy, he's a guard that they could get, but I don't think they trade up for him. You're looking at right now at this list. You're looking at this list. And the guys that stand out to you, to me, when we're talking about best players available in positions they are interested in all the time, edge rusher. Cassius Howell is a dog. He's a dog, man. You get him, you're talking about big time. Oscar Delp. Oscar Delp. You talking about Oscar Delp, the tight end out of Georgia? Oscar Delp. Nah, he ain't get picked up, man. Let me think. Let me clarify. That's a little different right there, man. I'm just gonna clarify to you and let it be known. No, Oscar Delp is not drafted. He's not there yet, but he's definitely one of those guys. But we gotta understand where he's projected. You got to understand where he's projected right now. You got to understand where he's projected. The only reason Oscar Delp was not drafted okay. You might be talking about Max Anchor. You might be talking about the offensive lineman that got drafted. That the Eagles were after. They had the crazy last name. Would start with an I. You might be talking about him. I think I'm pretty on point with that because I couldn't pronounce it right either. Apologize to his family. There we go. The guy that aced the combine, Arizona State, 6'6", 330. Big time guy. He's gone. Yeah, I thought he was. That's another 23 guy. We talking about offensive lineman, right? Alex was talking about offensive lineman. That was one of the guys they could have drafted. Khalib Lamu, he's another guy they could have drafted. All right, Khalib Lamu is another guy. He's one of the best tackles. He was like a top 20 guy. Khalib Lamu is a guy that also was a good player. They could have been at 23. All right, he was selected by the Patriots to protect Drake May. Great pickup for them. Great pickup. Now we're talking about what I want to go to and talk big time is about who I hear offensive linemen. I hear offensive linemen. I would have liked to hear what Alex Wright what's his pick. Who y'all picks? The guys y'all looking at, I'm pretty sure y'all did your homework. It's guys out there. Who are y'all picks? All right, let's go. While y'all doing that, we're gonna take a break, man. I'm gonna get real Philly on y'all because I'm about to. I want to first. I want to show this. Look how he was. Pro Football Weekly. Makai Lemon. The man dropped 3 passes in 3 years at 5'11". Stat line: 79 catches, 1,156 yards. He's also a guy that can be a returner. All right. And for people that don't know, this receiving core just got. Listen, you should be happy about Makai Lemon. Just wait till he play. I want to. Everybody knows the rookie. You guys see him play, but you have to be very confident in what the rookies will do. Another guy. Listen, I was talking about Kyle Pitts, and I wanted to prove to y'all. Oh, are the Eagles at the Kyle Pitts? As of yesterday, as of all of April, and it started in April. It started in the draft, really, when they wanted to pursue him again. Last year, he was on their minds as a trade target, just like Saquon was before he got there. Kyle Pitts, if y'all don't know about Kyle Pitts was one of the top tight ends in his out of high school. I'm talking about one of the top players out of high school. And Penn State, Penn State, he was a target for Penn State. So that's where that comes from in that link around the Saquon Barkley time. You know, more Saquon Barkley vibe. He's a Penn Stater. Kyle Pitts definitely was a target of Penn State out of high school, a heavy target, and almost committed. So he was almost here in PA. So he's a guy. Why I say he's interesting is because Dallas Goedert, it's a possibility he can get an extension, but it don't look like they. You see how they loaded up the tight end room? They loaded up the tight end room, man. They loaded up the tight end room. Yep. Loaded up the tight end room. And what I mean by that, they got a lot of competition. EJ Jenkins is going to be in there, of course, to get some competition. Cameron Latu, fullback tight end. He was a tight end, but he's been playing fullback. He's a hell of a special teams player. Latu is a damn good special teams player. He was a good tight end out of Alabama. You got Stone Smart, who's just like EJ Jenkins, athletic, can really catch that ball, but the blocking part is it. But man, can his pass catching ability overshadow? Or can his blocking improve? And both is good. Johnny Munt, another guy they trade, he's a good blocker, tight end, and Grant Calcaterra is going to better all of them. So now we're talking about who's going to be your tight end of the future. I just really think they're not going to keep Dallas Goedert and give him a new contract when they're about to give Jalen Carter $40 million and give Grenard a contract. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm calling it. It's been out there, been put out there, been rumors, and a certified leak. Boom, Grenard's coming, man. Every other prediction, look, AJ gone, he's gone. Going for receiver, they got a receiver in the first round. Grenard is coming. And they're not going to sit there. It's the reason why Reed Blankenship ain't here. It's why N'Kobe Dean ain't here. They're putting priority over they like you or not, and that's not it. Your family forever. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, they're like, why are you going, man? You're going to have to pay. They wanted to get rid of their money. They wanted to get rid of their money, and they drafted a guy they're not going to have to, do a lot. Yeah, but the big thing here, y'all, I want to talk about before I get out of here is who do I think the Eagles will get? I think they do a Cooper DeJean move. They do a Cooper DeJean move. They go up there and give McNeil Warren. I think that happens. Y'all can say that's my pick right now. Cooper DeJean. Now, who else could be the pick? I want to go to this list. We're going to go to this list, man. We'll go to the list. And we're going to say, listen, could it be him? Could it be McNeil Warren? And they traded up fast and quick to get him in the second round. Zion Young, another guy, edge. Definite beast. We're going to see where this goes, y'all. It's going to be, we're going to see how this goes and what offensive lineman they could get. This is going to be interesting. They have 3 picks, and they, that's why I kind of made them, draft that they was able to trade 2 4th-round picks because they got 3 picks and they just took the second, third, and fourth, and they still got 3 picks. They could have had 5 picks, but they still got 3 picks. So that's why Howie keeps draft capital. He wants to move up. He wants to get players, and this is gonna be something. And what they would get for AJ Brown, I told y'all. One thing that was said, just like Kataya said, listen, Howie wasn't moving him unless he got what he wanted. You're not going to fleece Howie. So it's going to, people are like, oh, it's going to be a 2028 pick. People are always going to the worst scenario, like Howie's going to get fleeced. Oh, man, you know what? It's not going to be a 2027 because the draft is so deep in 2027. So it's going to be, I see a 2028 pick more than 2027. They're not going to, Howie is not trading A.J. Brown. Mike Vrabel has been salivating over doggone A.J. Brown more than he has over Rossini. Yo, man, apologize who they hurt, man, but that's out there. Yeah, I know y'all saw them photos 6 years ago. Man, if that ain't that's a side chick to the that's a side chick. Every other side chick getting knocked out over there. If he got other side chicks, he's the number one. 6 years? I'm just fooling with this. And Rossini, Vrabel, I got love, but listen, y'all got caught. Y'all got to give me my love on saying what I got to say, because when things like that, you didn't expect that to get caught because you would have put it out to yourself. So I got love for y'all, man. Much luck to Rossini. All right, so if it hurt anybody, I'm sorry about that, but man, listen, things is out there, and they came out. It's photos that came out of him kissing her and all that, and I'm like, oh man. I said they was waiting for him to come to the press conference so they could put that out. How come they put all this out at once? Whoever doing this it's personal. And I think they said Rossini been with her dude for 6 years, or Vrabel been with his wife for 6 years, and or something like that. I think it was 6 years, and messed with her 5 years ago or something. But anyway, yeah, man, but that has nothing to do with AJ Brown. Has nothing to do with AJ Brown. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's real. I mean, like, yeah, man, you know what? Oh, I'm not an asshole, y'all. I'm not an asshole. So anybody in the Rossini family, I'm not, hey, it got found out. So I got to have my fun, right? But I got much love and respect for y'all. Man, are you crazy? His son's name Michael, her son named Michael. Do you know how that got to feel to Rossini husband? And my thing is this. You know what I actually think? I think they all knew. They just finally got the pictures so they can mess up their image. I think the husband, Rossini husband, knew. I think this been going on for 6 years. Women smarter than men, so I'm pretty sure Vrabel's wife was like, "Yeah, all right," And then they had arguments, and she stayed. Well, men not going. I think men can do it, but I don't think men. I don't think men is going to be like, you know what, I got you. I'm about to get. Men just going to go there and just, throw both of them in the river. Yeah, no. It could have been. It could have been the dude. It could have been the husband or whatever. Because that's not a punk move. It's just that men think more off of, and women want to damage you. Women ain't playing. When you hurt them, that woman scoring ain't no joke, brother. Yeah, ain't no joke, brother. Not no joke. They get ready. They want to hit you where it hurts. Like, oh, you a coach? Well, I'm gonna let them know how dirty you is. Okay, I'm gonna hold this one because I know you about to go apologize. She know the business. She been a coach's wife, a player's wife for a minute, right? for a minute, right? So she know how this goes because you're gonna go up to a podium and you gonna go ahead and talk about how you, once you get caught, you're gonna talk about this and that and how you need to you're gonna have a press conference, right? But wait till after the press conference. Yo, I'm saying photos from 6 years ago. Man, she had a oh man. Oh, that was crazy. But hey, but this is what I want to tell people. They was like, oh, he's gonna get punished. And Goodell already came out and said, man, you know, he's gonna deal with that himself. I told y'all, he's a head coach. He's not a, even if he was a, that's like them, that's like this is the pros. This is not college where morals is more kept in. Like when Bobby Petrino got caught with that girl and he was with Arkansas and he got caught with that girl. He was on the bike with him. They fired him. They're like, oh, this is college, man. Morals is everything. But this is the pro. It would have grown men to become grown men. That's like AJ Brown having an affair with Rossini, right? And they gonna cut AJ Brown. What? It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna cut no coach for that. What they're gonna do is they're gonna put a little something around it and say, look, man, go take this counseling. So we say we gave you counseling. And then Goodell came out big time and said, hey, man, we not doing none of that guy. I told people this. I said, what are you talking about? They're not going to do nothing to him. This has nothing to do with football. You're going to fire a coach you just went to the Super Bowl with because he crept with the sports reporter? That's something he has to deal with his wife. That's a personal issue that he's going to have to iron out with his wife. Therefore, right there, that's a personal issue. The reason why Rossini quit, she's a writer. She's not a player. That's like college. It's just a different moral character. The crazy part was this. It could have went anyway. Now we got to bring that up. Katalia said something. Yo, Katalia, listen. She said, if I was Howie, if I was Howie, I'd accuse Vrabel of collision, kill the deal, and make AJ sit a year out of spite. You know you hearing right now? You're hearing Philly right now. You're going to let him sit like, you ain't going to go where you want to go. What? You want to go? No, you're going to sit, and we still got Makai, and we grooming him, and you're going to watch him groom, and you can go next year. Because I said it. I said if he ain't going this year, he's out of here next year. This already said. The rumors came out. Once Howie said what he would take for him, I said, oh, it's a matter of time before he's gone. But Howie don't want to deal with that. And of collision, you can accuse him of collision, but the league is not going to operate. You can accuse him all you want. That's it. I'm saying. A shout out West Oak Lane. Yo, straight up. Nah, man, like, you got to understand, I'm not saying that, and it's things I say off opinion, you can tell. But I don't talk off opinion. That's not what I base stuff on. Like, my opinion is Makai Lemon's going to be good, but I base it off fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm not basing like, man, I like him. I like the way he played. This man has done what he done. But when we talking about opinion, I'm letting y'all know that's the league. That's the league. They're not because of who a coach is creeping with. Now they have proof, right? Now the people that were saying that he need to apologize or something to his wife or whatever, now y'all can say that because it's proof now. It's kissing on the. No, that's not how they do it. That's not how they do it. Just telling y'all know I love this conversation here, man. Because the Rossini thing, just to let it be known. No, that's not how they do it. That's not how it's been proven. It's been proven. Him collisioning with the deal. No, that's not the thing. That's not going to be it's not going to be proven because of. I just want to know. Just let me know. Just let me know why y'all think that Howie or the Patriots were intercepting in the deal. How does that prove that he was tampering? I mean, how do him and Rossini prove that they was tampering? Rossini got what he wanted. She got what she wanted. She got the information. Oh, okay. I dig it. I did. Oh man, and the wife is recovering from cancer. Oh my God. Okay, how you doing, y'all? Whew. I understand. Personally, y'all should be. I understand, but that's not football. So he's not going to get punishment. He has to deal with his wife. He got to deal with his wife. And 9 times out of 10, knowing how women got the biggest hearts in the world, women and babies, they will forgive your dumb ass, your punk ass when you do them wrong. Kids and women, they will be with you through abuse, and they will love your punk ass through all that. Those are women. Those women will love you. So she probably knew about this. I'm telling you. She probably got the investigator to. All right, you want to walk with this bitch? How y'all doing? Excuse me, y'all. All right, I know I said that, but I'm being for real. That this woman had recovered from cancer. What? Oh, I'm finding out new things. Thank you for letting me know. Leaking I'm loving this because I want y'all to get the proof for things. The collision is her leaking insider information from a direct source and pushing the narrative. That's not even going to get her. That's not a collision. That's inside information. As a reporter, she's getting information that everyone is reporting. Now, collision means they find out that this man been trying to talk to this man and negotiate with him off the books. Just like the Giants tried to do that with Saquon Barkley. They tried to say we was tampering with Saquon. You know why they tried this? They tried to prove they couldn't prove that we were talking to him off the books about a deal and it got done. That's what tampering is. You're talking to him about coming to the team. They have to prove that. Rossini leaking information is just her being a reporter and leaking it from the coach at that. That's her doing her job. That is never going. Y'all saying, well, I understand what y'all saying. What y'all are saying is that Mike Vrabel talking about he likes AJ Brown and how cool they are is tampering. Oh, Rossini pushing out what she got from Vrabel about is tampering because it makes AJ Brown want to leave more. No, that's not how things go. That's not how things go. Because they can go back in court and fight. Oh, not court. The judgment, wherever they put it at. They can go back and say, man, people been talking about that since last year. AJ Brown been talking about leaving since he's been talking about the Eagles since last year. So the sense of him leaving is already struck up. He already was into that. That is how that's why is it working like that? I'm not giving you this is how it's working. That is how it works. You have to prove that the people, that's why I say they would have definitely got Saquon Barkley. They would have got us with tampering because they tried to get him last year, and this year they try to do the same thing. That is exactly how it works. You have to prove that they were making negotiations on persuading him to the team off the books. And Rossini is not an Eagle. Mike Vrabel is a Patriot. They don't got text messages from AJ Brown and them talking about hey man, I like to pay right there. That would have got him. Hey man, I love the team. What y'all doing? The communication would have got him good. If they got any DMs, if there's anything off the book saying that this tampering, then it's different. But that's how it works. That's why it never works. The collision, they're not going to roll with the collision. They're not even caring about that. You see how they treated it. They're not. You see how they treated it, right? You see how Goodell. You see what Goodell said? Goodell said, "I'm not even messing with that." I mean, that's something he has to iron out personally. And I heard some Eagle fans come out and say, "Goodell, don't make me start not liking you." That's his rules. That's his. He said that it came out yesterday that he wasn't too good with that, man. All right, y'all, listen. Time for the draft soon. No, not soon. But 7:00 p.m., the 2nd through 4th round will start. Got much love for y'all. Shout out to Kataya's mom. Kataya's mom's always a Broad Street Blitz take. She's always a supporter of Hardcore Sports Network. We love her to death. Do your thing. It's definitely on. Watch and see who's going to get drafted. Watch and see who's going to get drafted. It's going to be on. I'm telling y'all right now, the Eagles, I see them going for the best player available. I don't even know what that could be right now. But they made top 30 visits in order for the priority to be set. Like, you see the offensive lineman, this is where they want to go. So they're doing that many guys so they know how many they can draft in each round. Just like with the receivers. They had receivers for the first round, the second round, the third round, the fourth round that they could take. Same thing with offensive linemen. But you can see, if you look at the tight ends and you see where their stock is, you could tell what they are expected to draft a tight end, unless he was Kenyon Sadiq or something like that. So I don't think Eli Stowers is going to get drafted at all. I think that's going to be between the edge rusher and safety, because Emmanuel McNeil has had his conversations. It's big. So listen, man, I'm out of here, y'all. Listen, I got Villanova Radio. I got Who's Flyer in the Flyer, who I will talk about the last couple of games. I've been back, y'all. I'll be there. Villanova Radio is my new podcast. Instead of just confirming it will follow the leader, I'll just do it by itself, Villanova Radio. There's a lot of stuff, football, basketball work. What else? Who's Flyer to the Flyer? Follow the leader, Villanova Radio. High Level Sports Talk. I will start back my show, High Level Sports Talk, soon. I got a lot of coaches, a lot of prospects, players. Jason Crow, who was the MVP in the McDonald's All-American game, I will have him on the High Level Sports Talk show. Shout out to Jason Crow Sr., his father. Shout out to Deron Rippey Jr., another guy who shined on the McDonald's. Him and Deron Rippey Sr., my guys, man. Good class of people. Yeah, man, I do flyers too. Who's Flyer in the Flyer? You can go Google. You can look on YouTube and search it. That show is on there. Who's Flyer in the Flyer? We definitely gonna talk about them Flyers, man. The people want me to do a Philly show. Just give me a minute and a boxing show, but I'll be doing all that on here. Like, I'm just doing Villanova Radio. I got a big fan base there, and I'll collaborate everything here. You'll have times where I talk about the Phillies. I'm kind of pissed about them right now. 8-game losing streak. Since the Cup years, you talking about the 80s? Woo! Is we talking about Bob Clark? Is we talking about Bernie Perrant at the GOAT? Yeah, boy, I've been a Philadelphia everything fan for a minute, man. Penn State fan. I'm just not a sports person. There you go. Late 70s. Can you remember the year, Kataya, when everybody won? Because my pop told me about it. He dreamt about it. And he loved it. When everybody went to the to the championship, the Flyers won, the Phillies won, the Eagles went in 83, the Sixers won in 81. You remember that? So we talked, it was like the late 90s, early 80s. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Clark, Perrant, the white, yeah, man, listen. Oh, man, okay, so no doubt, everyone, I'll be here to talk Flyers and what I think about Porter Mortone. Oh, we're going to get off the Eagle podcast. I don't want to get too in it, but when Who's Flying in the Flyers show up, y'all, I'm out of here, y'all. Thanks for coming for this draft, man. Makai iLemon is here. I'm going to roll out like this, man. I'm out, man. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I know everybody's starting to realize my Twitter is back. I see a lot of y'all following, man. I'm just hitting people up. Look, I'm back. Look, this is my new the same name, but I finally got it. Yes, I'm back, man. And I'm rolling. People on Instagram hit me up. I'm out, man. We gonna roll out like this.
Right thing, and what's doing the right thing? Wheel in the left cushion, the right pain. Only know one posture. A wreck I stain, sweat pouring out my glands. Fuck grams, I need cream. I done blacked out somebody trying to kill me, man. Fighting through this battlefield as ill as I am. Can't go like this. Is this really happening, fam? Now I'm feeling crazy cause I wasn't even fucked up.
seamless. If bad luck coming my way, well, at least it's luck. Stacking dollars one at a time, at least it's a buck. If Christ ain't in front of me, then at least it's a book. Smoke weed, hit weights like two. If you ain't strong, you might end up a crook. Weak man with a pistol, strong arm crook. Seasoning the game this right, it's almost time to cook. Where my food at?